Hi and welcome to my channel. I'm continuing along with the rising signs for the rest of the month of February. By the time this gets uploaded, we would have already had the full moon in Leo. So this may, again, when they're later in the month, they may spill into the following month. So we'll see what happens, what the cards say. On my community tab is the video showing the actual charts, not cards. But yeah, it's showing the actual charts and talking about the energies, the overall energies astrologically for February. And I cover not just the moon phases of the new and full moon, but any eclipses and any retrogrades happening, that sort of thing. So it kind of dovetails with the card reading, I feel, so it's worth taking a look at it. That'll be on my community tab already, and yeah, the link will be in the description box anyway, if whatever. So yeah, there's some helpful links in the description box, and apart from that, check out the pinned comment. Yeah, I think that's about it. I'm a little all over the place at the moment, but yeah. So let's go and see what this is all about for the rest of February. Okay, so Cancer's the first card out, so we're talking about the third house, the Gemini house of communication. Now we've got Virgo. Where's Virgo? Virgo's in your fifth. Yeah, that's the Leo house. Children, creativity, romance, fun. Okay. Pisces. Now we've got the 11th house. Hopes, wishes, friends, social circles. Okay. Waxing crescent moon. Okay, so this is after the new moon. So this is the 3-day window. Okay, so when's the new moon over here, I think, is on the 28th. So we're talking about the 3-day window. Some places it'll probably be the 27th. So if we go as a guesstimate, whatever, from the 27th to the 30th, that time frame, straight after the new moon. The new moon will be in Sidereal Aquarius. So that's, yeah, Pisces is in your Aquarius house in the 11th. And we've got the 11th house again. Okay. All right. That's how you communicate. It's not necessarily about home and family, but it's with that sort of vibe that you communicate with the Cancerian type of homely, comforting vibe, perhaps, is the way you communicate. Virgo in the 5th, creativity in the 11th. Let's keep going and see what else. 5th house. 5th house, Virgo in the 5th. Now we've got 6th house, the actual Virgo house. So now we've got Libra. Relationships, which doesn't necessarily mean romantic. It can be family, friends. It looks like it's more friends and group, though. That seemed to bookend the actual Aquarius new moon. Okay, now we've got Sagittarius. Sag is in your 8th, shared resources, the Scorpio house. I mean, it's also about occult, sex, debts, shared resources, whether it's monetary, loans, credit cards, bank accounts, government payments, what else? but it might be shared resources of physical resources or even just the resource of our time that we give or share with others. Shared resources, giving and receiving. Oh, okay. All right. As I was mentioning in the intro, which I think I just sort of botched up the intro, but anyway, let's keep going. The eclipse. Okay, so we have an eclipse coming up, and we're in the doorway of it because it's the eclipse event. Although, you know, it's whether it's new or full moon, solar or lunar, as this is full moon. Unlike the regular moon phases that are potent the few days after, but they can still, before and after, but they can still taper off within the 2 weeks leading up to the next moon phase, if that makes sense. This guy, you feel his effects. Well, even the new moon solar eclipse is the same. With the eclipses, before and after, you feel the effects a minimum of a 3-month window either side. So we're in the doorway of this guy now because he's happening in the middle of March. I think he's happening around the same time as, let me think. Oh, because I haven't done Marches. I think, the 14th. I think it's the 14th this happens. And this guy's going to be in Virgo. So we've got Pisces and Virgo seem to be the main culprits here. Oh, hang on. Virgo, 5th, Pisces, 11th. Interesting. And the Virgo house with Libra, and then we've got shared resources. So there's going to be a need to look into that because the shared resources thing is coming in because the idea of the friendships, groups, social circles, internet even. Sagittarius is Jupiter ruled, expansiveness, philosophy, all that sort of thing. Wider reach kind of thing. With a lunar eclipse, they're tougher than a new moon solar eclipse because the solar eclipse is bringing in the new in a powerful way. But the lunar one is about removing what's not working. And so, unlike the regular full moon, any regular full moon where you're making your tweaks and changes, or you are perhaps letting go of some things, releasing, forgiving, whatever. This guy is like, as others have described, the eclipses are like on steroids, a moon phase on steroids. They're really powerful, hence why the 3-month window, minimum 3-month window. The thing with this guy, though, is you really have to be on your toes because if you don't do the work, as it were, this guy's going to do it for you. And you don't want to let that happen because you want to be in the driver's seat. You want to be the one controlling, if you want to put it that way. The way you do that is by being brutally honest with yourself about what you're clinging on to, or who you're clinging on to, in terms of what's not good for you, what's not working for you. Because we can often try and sidestep things or ignore things and think it's going to be okay to continue a certain way, and it's not. And this is where this guy comes in, because if you're not going to be prepared to be brutally honest with yourself about what might be holding you back or what you're clinging on to that's not good for you, or who you're clinging on to that's not good for you and pulling you backwards, then this guy's going to come in and rip it all out from under you and probably take some other things along the way as well, and you'll be left with your head in your hands. Believe me, you don't want this guy in control. You want to take the action so that when he comes along, he sees that you're making an effort to at least look into what might be this situation and work through it the best way you can. Even the smallest step forward is still a step forward, and therefore you're not going to be hit by this guy because you're actually doing the work. Or you won't be hit as hard. And so you may not even notice any difference if you're doing the work. So he's going to be in Virgo, sidereal Virgo. Tropical may say he'll be in sidereal, well, I say he, but she, it's moon energy, feminine. But we've got both feminine and masculine energies anyway. So anyway, this will be in sidereal Virgo. Tropical will probably say it's going to be in Libra, but again, I always say look into what's going on at the time, what the themes are, and if they're really about legal issues, about relationships specifically, or if they're more about cleaning up certain circumstances, making something work in a more healthier way, a healthier way to communicate, because we've got the groups, social circles, communities, and then we've got bringing some sort of fun into it. Now this is again where we're looking at the sort of the both ends of the pendulum. One, is there too much fun and frivolity and not enough of taking things, being serious about certain things that need to, or is there too much work and details, taking away from the fun and enjoyment of the experience of the groups, perhaps. There's something about shared resources and freedom, perhaps as well, because Sag is about freedom. So yeah, we're in the doorway now of the eclipse. So I explain more in the other video, my community tab anyway. I don't want to sort of go into it too long because this video might be too long, and I've had issues in the past where the video cut out, and I can't stand when that happens. So yeah, I want to keep going. Now we've got 12th house, the Pisces house, in Aries, taking action with intuition. Working with your spirit team, or whatever your belief system is, Sag, belief system, philosophy, religion, beliefs, working with them to then, sort through what's going on, what needs to be cleared. And you can work on this right from the get-go before this happens. And that's probably a good idea, even though this came out first. I think this guy came out first because there's more of a reiteration about what you want to bring in, because this is new moon energy. What new you want to bring in, what good you want to bring in. And I think this guy came out after the fact, further along, because even though I keep saying he, probably because it's a tougher energy rather than the easygoing new moon bringing in the new and your wishes and all that sort of thing, working on all that, and enjoying the process. This guy is the hard yards kind of thing. So I think it's a matter of looking into what might be the thing holding something back in this area, shared resources, groups, communities, and having a healthier way to interact. We're bringing in the fun in a balanced way, because remember, we've got Libra in the 6th. What's this last one here? Gemini. Well, where was Cancer? Was in the Gemini house, wasn't it? Yeah. Gemini's in the 2nd. That's your Taurus house, your Taurus rising, but your Taurus house is your 2nd house. So money and self-worth. And a lot of the time those two aren't mutually exclusive, you know. A lot of the time we mix the two and feel that you know, a certain amount of money or whatever, or having certain items, you know, has us feeling more worthy. But the thing is also the idea of focusing too much on it at the expense of what you could enjoy, you know. That can pull back on the self-worth as well. You can have all the money in the world and still not have the self-worth. So communicating financially. Yeah, see, you've got your 8th. Sag in the 8th, freedom and expansiveness with shared resources. Then we've got the money house. So I think it might be about resources of some sort. What you value as well. See, this is what you value. Not necessarily money, but it can be. What you place value on, who you place value on. And again, we come back to, what are you holding on to? Perhaps you're putting too much value on. Or, on the other hand, what are you ignoring that you're not putting enough value on? Take what resonates, because it's going to be like different for different people. Let's keep going. We've got Sag again, 8th house. This energy imbues power, superior confidence and enthusiasm with faith, good fortune and authority. Now that's in the middle. Faith, good fortune and authority. Taking the lead in some way. But we've got the Leo house, but we don't have a Leo sign. 2nd house again. Your assets, finances, and the things that you value. Yeah, exactly. Maybe you value a group or a way of doing something, or a community, or for a philosophy they have. Valuing a philosophy, or an idea, or an ideal. Chiron. Your healing power, empathy, and ability to teach or learn remedies. Now, also Sag can be like the Hierophant, the teacher, you know. Teaching and learning, your higher learning is Sagittarius. So there's healing, an opening for healing. I think looking into what you could work through or work out that is sort of giving some sort of snafu in the situation, and then from there you can move into the new moon energy and bring in the new of what will actually work for you. Jupiter expansion. Now look, Jupiter's the ruling planet of Sagittarius, and here we've got expansion. Scorpio the animal, daring to be different, and Sag is in the Scorpio house. This is the first mention of the Scorpio sign though, isn't it? Because that's in the 9th house. No, it's in the 7th house. Yeah, it's in the 7th. Because that's in the 8th. So that's intensity with relationships. that might be what you need to work through, or bring in a little bit more intensity in a good way, you know? Because Scorpio gets a bad rap that the intensity is perceived as negative all the time, but sometimes bringing a certain amount of intensity in a healthy way, Virgo, is a good thing and can be healing. You know, making a bit more of an effort to get to know people better, or to be more involved in some way in the community. Now we've got 9th house, the Sag house, and that's in Capricorn. So now we're looking at the career ambition side of things, expansiveness, seeking. I think that we're picking up more on the ambition rather than the career, even though we've been focusing on the finances. Unless we get actual Capricorn or 10th house. Well, we've got Capricorn, sorry, but unless we actually get 10th house, I might... I don't think yet that it's about, you know, career and work. I think it's more about being ambitious in some way, with clearing away this blockage, so that you can move forward. It's something to do with shared resources, yeah, giving and receiving. How do you give and receive? How is that working? Is it working? Can it work better? If you look at a certain thing that may not be working, or make some changes in some way. Neptune, dreams, following your dreams. Square is a challenge. Square is an aspect. Challenges aren't always negative. You can be up for the challenge by looking into what might be the thing that's holding you back, and pull out the fingernails from holding on to the thing that's keeping you from moving forward, so that then you can work on bringing in what you want. Virgo the alchemist, alchemizing things. Yeah, well, we've got Virgo a couple of times here now. Virgo, Virgo, Virgo. And that gives me Virgo energy, Chiron. These you've got a few of these, so we better sort of try and pace things up. Yeah, so these may have reversals. We'll see. We'll walk through that if there is. So let's go. Well, so we start off with a reversal. Okay. Collaborate, Aquarius, 11th house. Okay. So there is some sort of issue definitely within the group. Group dynamics, or making the group or community, or whatever you perceive it to be for your personal experience. Yeah, there's some issue with working together. Again, shared resources, the give and the receives, because like upright, the collaboration's working well. But here, it's not really. It's sort of like trying to hold on to the bowl dropping out of their hand. And, yeah. There's some sort of thing going on where cooperation is required, and I think either you haven't been able to work something the way you've wanted to, or you or someone else hasn't put enough effort in. And this is where you need to look into that, because we're talking about shared resources. And like I said, the resource could literally just simply be time, your assistance in some way, or someone else's. Are they giving enough? You know, is there equal reciprocity? Cancer, immerse. Well, we've got Cancer as well. We started out with Cancer, immerse. Hasn't happened, so the communication, remember, Cancer's in your third, so the communication hasn't been happening too well. You haven't been immersed in communication. Have you been trying to do something like on your own because you think it's sort of... Because the Sag sign, that's the Sag house, but the Sag sign, generally, there is a saying that they work fastest alone because they're very freedom loving and all that sort of thing. Have you been a little too much of the doing things on your own and not open to communication as much as maybe you may need to be? Or again, is it someone else being like that? And that has to be addressed in some way. Communication house at both ends. Fourth house, home. Home and family. Fourth house for you is in Leo, so we've got the Leo house there, now the Leo sign. That's in reverse. So there's not a lot. It may not be your actual home and family. It might be how you perceive a group. You know, is it feeling like family or feel like homely or feeling like family? This is in reverse, so it's telling me it's not. So something has to be looked into to see what is the thing that's stopping it. Seventh house, relationship. Well, that's upright. We did look into, was it Scorpio was in your seventh? Yeah. The intensity. Again, is there some situation where there's a little too much intensity, or has there been a sort of don't want to say a break, but it's sort of like not enough, is what I was saying like earlier, is what I'm trying to get to, you know, being open to immerse yourself in communicating. North Node in reverse. Something has been blocking you from moving towards your North Node. Definitely. So shared resources and groups, friendships, communities, wishes even. Could this be something about some sort of manifestation you want to do with finances? And is a group or community in some way, is there something holding you back in some sense? And that's why you can't move towards your North Node. You sort of, I mean, technically this is the South Node in this orientation, because you're not able to move into your North Node. So where are you? You're in your South. And we want to move away. Oh, damn. Debilitated, discomfort. You want this guy in reverse. Oh, but he's not. So there's been some sort of, or is some sort of difficulty, and I think it's got to do with relating to some sort of group's friendship or friendship or friendships, and a lack of communication and a lack of collaboration. Mars motion. We've still got Mars in retrograde. He's soon to be moving into post shadow. The shadow periods of any of the planetary retrogrades can often be crazier than the actual retrograde time itself. So I would say fasten your seatbelt and take a few deep breaths. Because I think, oh sorry, I knocked it just then. Because I think patience is going to be a big deal here. There's a challenge, definitely. You're feeling debilitated. You're not able to communicate the way you want to. You're not able to collaborate perhaps the way you want or need to. And this needs to be looked into. What is holding you back? What is the issue? And how can you take steps to resolve that, so that then you can bring in the new near the end of the month with the new moon. Sustainability. Well, that's upright, and that's giving me Virgo. Well, it's 6th house anyway, so it's the Virgo house, which is in Libra. Sustainability. Well, that's upright. So I'm guessing that it's not something where you need to break away from someone. I think it's just something that's holding you both back from communicating and collaborating in a healthy way. So it's time to take action to sustain the friendship, I think. Retrograde review, yes, bam. Like I said, Mars is in retrograde. Venus, we're in her pre-shadow right now. Yeah. So I think that it's a matter of reviewing what could be the hold up, what could be the thing that's the block, and working through that. Okay, so now we'll see what the numerology says. Pride. Ooh. Okay. Who's a little how do I put it? Again, it can be one way or the other. It can be not enough pride, or a little too much pride, and being a bit boastful, perhaps, you or someone else. Or not necessarily boastful. It could be pride in terms of not wanting to back down, not wanting to open up and talk about what might be the issue. Again, you or someone else. Take it as it resonates. 1 is emotional vitality and personal power. 9 is big beginnings, big endings, and spirituality. And we've got Sag coming through, spirituality. We had the Pisces house. And Pisces, yeah, we got the Pisces sign. Again, spirituality, that's where I'm coming from there. The base chakra, which is about grounding, stability, material stability and security. Yeah, there's something about some kind of shared resources, whether it's about some blockage that you know, if you were to, you or someone else open up and talk about this, have a healthy Virgo exchange of communication. Cancer in the Gemini house, communication, that then things can move forward then, and there might be a way to bring in the money instead of blocking it, or at least have the resources equally shared in whatever resources you're working with. Completion. Beginnings and endings again. You can't get much bigger than a beginning and ending of an eclipse, you know. So that's right on point there. Yeah, there's not much more I can say about that. Something needs to be completed. A cycle needs to be completed. A dynamic needs to be completed, ended. Again, it doesn't mean ending a relationship, because this has got this upright sustainability. Had this been in reverse, it'd be a different story. I'd be going, yeah, there's someone you need to get rid of. But this is upright, so I think that there's a friendship, at least within this, that is sustainable, worth continuing with. Whether it's the main one in this story, or whether it's, you know, someone who's connected to the story, if that makes sense, but maybe someone else isn't, if that makes sense. Use your discernment to see who is worthy of hanging on to and who's not. Music. Now that gives me Pisces energy. And we've got the sacral chakra, which is creativity, 5th house, Leo. And Pisces energy, because music and art and all that sort of thing is Piscean things. Poetry, music, art, that sort of thing. Yeah, so what we've got, it can be about sexuality, but I'm not really getting that. I'm getting it more as a friendship, community group sort of thing, and shared resources. Because the relationship, Libra relationship house, it can be business relationships. It could be business, but we didn't get 10th house. That's why I wasn't sort of pushing towards the career side of things. I think it's just being ambitious for a goal, because we had Capricorn in, where, the 9th? Yeah. We got 9 here twice. So 3 is communication, youth, action, activity, newness. And 2 is relationships. 3 and 2 comes to a 5, which is freedom and change for the better, by looking into what's holding you back, what you can work with, and what's sustainable and what's not. And this is the solar plexus, which again is personal power, which we opened up with this deck, and emotional vitality. What else is it? The intellect, ambition, self-worth. Yeah. What else? I can't think of it. I think I already said personal power. Yeah. Okay, well, what's this one? Personal growth. Personal power, personal power, personal growth. And there's a lot of purple here too, which is in feng shui is a cure colour for any issues with money. So if there is some sort of money issue, because things can be a little intense, the Scorpio intensity, if we're interacting with other people when it comes to money, especially if there's some sort of tension or difficulty with it, it can make things very intense. Again, it may not be money, but it's shared resources of some kind with Sag in year 8th. But there's a personal power and personal growth. And 7, I like the number 7. It's, you know, often considered a lucky number. The mind and creativity is also number 7. And we've got the creativity house, the 5th house. So there's, you know, an opportunity for healing, personal growth, and completing of a cycle, completing of a dynamic to move into a better dynamic, you know, a better situation that's more sustainable, more healthy, more enjoyable, you know, 5th house, Leo themes. Hopefully this is making sense. But yeah, so here's the messages now from the universe about abundance. So let's see what the universe wants to say to you about abundance. One of abundance's many corollaries is that the brighter your light shines, the more you attract everything, moths and butterflies, at which point you begin learning what to celebrate and what to let fly on by, or whom. Flame on the universe. Okay, wow. So there may be there may be a certain someone that's not helping this collaboration to communicate in a healthy way. You know, because we're talking about a group. We can't always get along with everyone. You know, it's just not going to happen. Sometimes there's people that are good for it. Sometimes there's not, you know. So it may be, you know, there may be a need to sort of pull back your resource of at least time with someone who's not appreciating it, if that makes sense, while you focus on what is sustainable and who is sustainable for you. Reality is not that you are weak and dream of becoming strong, poor and dream of becoming rich, alone and dream of having friends, but that you're already strong, rich and among friends, yet at times you dream that you're not. Silly, the universe. There is sustainability with some friends that are actually there for you. So you can turn this guy around and move towards your North Node again and stop feeling so debilitated because the communication hasn't been going and flowing very well. You can pick that up by clearing away the block. You know, possessing fabulous wealth creates a lot of responsibilities, enormous responsibilities, huge. Something to think about, really, like for 5 minutes a day in a dark and quiet room, see yourself being really, really responsible with fabulous wealth. I think you're up to it, the universe, yeah. Put emotion into it, because that's the biggest thing to manifesting. It's not so much what you're thinking, because we can often get trapped by trying to push how we're thinking a thing, that we're getting, you know, too involved. How do I put it? We're too focused on how we're thinking or how we should or shouldn't think, so that we're not focusing on how we should be feeling, because it's the energy, the feeling, the emotion is what brings in the manifestation, good or bad. So you want to be feeling good about what you want coming in, not focusing on what's making you feel like crap, you know, in terms of not ruminating, not stressing about it, but work through what you can, or try to see what the problem might be, or what the not cog in the wheel, what's it called? The spanner in the works or something like that. You know, what the issue could possibly be. Just take a bit of time to look into what that might be if you're not sure, and then, you know, spirit, your team, your spirit team, or God, or whatever belief system you have, will help you to see clearly what the issue might be, so that then you can turn these two around the opposite way, move towards your North Node and stop feeling debilitated. Okay, so now what do the guardian angels want you guys to know? Gratitude. Thank you. This is a heartfelt thanks to you from someone you recently helped in some way. I, your guardian angel, also wish to thank you for the unconditional love you emanate to the earth, humanity, and those around you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You are eternally blessed. May peace, grace, and love forever guide you along your sacred path. So, yes, so you have helped someone. Because it's dropping right on there. You have helped someone that may not have been gracious about the help you gave. And this is saying the angels are thanking you. You know, they haven't forgotten what you've done for others, even if they didn't acknowledge it or appreciate it. So maybe there might be someone like that, that you've got to let them fly on by. Conflict. Damn. Feelings which you have suppressed for a very long time are yearning to be acknowledged and expressed. Communication with collaborating communication. You are torn between what you think is the right thing to do and what your heart wants, and this is the primary cause of stress in your life. Where your angels urge you to follow your heart, do what you would love, not what you think you should. Don't be there to just please others all the time, especially if they're not showing reciprocating appreciation and giving and receiving back. What are you getting back? It's not selfish to ask that question. Relationships, that's the whole point, the giving and receiving. A healthy relationship will be healthy with balanced reciprocation in any form, whether it's a friendship, a business partnership, a romance, family, whatever the case. Prayer. Dear guardian angel, help me to be flexible in my attitudes and beliefs, Sag. Help me not to fear the transient nature of life, change for the better. Look into what needs to be dropped, perhaps, be changed, manoeuvred, big beginnings, big endings, Help me to remember the eternal light which emanates from my soul and the eternal light which emanates from the heart of every living thing. Help me to remember that I am eternally guided and loved by God and all creation. Inspiration. A wave of inspiration and a stream of beautiful ideas are about to enter your aura. It is important that you trust your intuition at this time. We talked about that, didn't we, with Pisces and Cancer as well, intuitively, getting intuitive messages. Okay, trust your intuition at this time. Pay attention to unusual thoughts that come to your mind and do not discard. Oh, wow, do not discard. Do not discount your imagination. Oh, wow. I said that for a reason. Have you not had enough faith in yourself? Have you questioned your own abilities or maybe even your own intuition? That's a tough thing because sometimes we can second guess ourselves a lot. Again, review that. Is that a blockage that needs to be looked at? Being brutally honest with yourself so that you can work with groups and people in a more pleasant way that's more sustainable. Because this says discount. Discard is a lot different to discount. Discount is just sort of ignoring. Discard is throwing it completely away. Hence why North Node is in reverse. If you felt like your intuition is blocked in some way, is that what's going on here? Because that's her third eye there, sustainability. Opening up to your 12th house again. Taking that action, because Aries is in your 12th. Aries is in your Pisces house. That might be something that needs to be looked into as well. Taking action in moving towards working with listening to your intuition, picking up different signs, symbols, synchronicities, whether it's the same song that you're hearing again and again. Even if you don't like the song, but you keep hearing it wherever you go, look into the lyrics, look up the lyrics of it. Because Spirit is, or the God, whatever you believe in, might be trying, will be trying to give you signs there, some information. So sometimes it's like that, because I've had that before where I've thought, oh, I keep hearing this song. It's annoying. I don't like this song. And then I've thought, okay, let's look up the lyrics to see what it actually says. And then it's like, oh, wow, that's about this situation that's been going on. It's really crazy how that sort of thing can happen. And it can give you more insight into how to work through something, for instance. I'd take some time out into nature if you can as well. Go for a walk in bushland or whatever if you're able to. Or at least just take some quiet time off. If you can watch something nature-based on social media or TV or whatever you choose, to get that grounding and stability, because we had that sacral chakra and the base chakra come in. Okay, it is important that you trust your intuition at this time. Pay attention to unusual thoughts that come to your mind and do not discount your imagination, and do not discard it. Many wonderful ideas which have served humanity were initially scoffed at or ridiculed. This might be also what you're worried about. Perhaps that's been a bit of a sting in the past in some way, when you sort of tried something and then you were belittled in some way or dismissed in some way about it. That doesn't mean it's going to happen that way again. We, your guardian angels, will help you discover ways to apply your ideas and manifest new realities for your life. Exactly. Clear away any confusion, any blockages to communicating and collaborating with others, with groups and communities. Do what you can to work with that, because you've got new moon energy that wants to bring in the new, which is where we started up. At the top, it was new moon energy until this guy turned up. Manifest new realities. I think it's time that the new came in, Taurus risers, for you guys. Peace, there you go. Calm your thoughts. Yeah, there you go. Calm your thoughts. You've been debilitated long enough. Calm your thoughts and move your awareness to a peaceful space inside your heart. Feel the ebb and flow of love, the eternal movement of the stars. Your life is forever unfolding to greater spheres of love. Relax and do not worry about anything, for all is well. You will soon enter a time of well-earned peace and tranquility. I'm going to drop that on top of both of those, which pretty much negates them being in their wrong orientations, if you want to put it that way. You want the North Node upright, you want the debilitated in reverse, so it's no longer being debilitating for you. Creativity, here we go. 5th house, orange, creativity, inspiration. Remember how we started with, here it is, inspiration. A wave of inspiration and a stream of beautiful ideas is about to enter your aura. You just got to clear that negativity so that it can come in. We, your angelic messengers, are here to help unleash the endless creative potential that you possess. Listen to the whispers of love inside your heart. Yeah, don't discard, don't discount because sometimes that's the thing as well. Often it is that the more ridiculous or the more strange or weirder the messages that come through, so to speak, the more they're the ones you need to make a move on, so to speak. They're the ones that Spirit wants you to take notice of, that they're trying to give you information through. We, your angelic messengers, are here to help unleash the endless creative potential that you possess. Listen to the whispers of love inside your heart as we communicate with you through feeling and emotion. I said emotion, using more emotion than thinking, because we can get in our head, which means we can get in our own way. when it comes to the thinking side of things. I think it's more about emoting, like I was sort of touching on with the Scorpio, bringing a healthy intensity in by tapping more into the emotions, the emotional side of things. Listen to the whispers of love inside your heart as we communicate with you through feeling and emotion. Let go of fear and apprehension and, stop being debilitated. And express the endless source of creativity you possess. Have fun. Here we go with the fifth house. Leo, have fun. Fun, creativity, children. Be inner child, Have fun and allow the inner child within you to express your true essence. All is valid. Take that action. Take that leap with Mars. Just because Mars is retrograde doesn't mean everything screeches to a halt. It's more frustrating if we're not working with the retrograde energies to look into how we can bring things into a more sustainable, workable experience for ourselves, because it's all about having a better quality of life, moving towards a better quality of life for ourselves and those we care about, namely, especially ourselves. The work that we do generally is personal and working on ourselves, and by default it will then spill out to affect others in a good way if we're doing the work on ourselves, if that makes sense. But music in some way, whether it's in your creative sense to bring it in to the group sense, or just healing through music perhaps, there might be some sort of musical sound wave kind of videos you can watch that might be healing for you. What do they call when they I'm trying to think of different frequencies. Different frequency numbers that they have. I can't think of any at the moment. Is it 528 or something frequency? There's different frequencies that apparently help with different things. That might be something that might be helpful as well to help you settle your mind and move more into your emotions and feel your feelings a bit more. Maybe that might be something too, to feel, work through the feelings, to release the feelings through your body, release by, how do I put it, spirit, by allowing yourself to feel the emotions, that you can purge it out of your body, I guess. The negativity, complete the cycle. Have pride in yourself again. That's a healthy pride, Virgo, healthy, something that can be sustainable. Okay, hopefully this has made sense, but I'm going to leave it here and wish you all the best of luck for the rest of February and onwards. And until next time, bye for now.